Okay, today I'm gonna do a little walk around here on the Cat CB15 double drum vibratory roller. What I'd like to start out with, I'm on the left side of the machine here. I just want to point out down here in the center at the articulation point, the red service lock. So that's something we want to engage whenever we transport the machine or if we're working on the machine and we want to ensure that it will not be able to articulate. So that's the service lock. I'm going to walk around here, open the left side access door. And what I want to show you in here is where I'm going to do my oil level check. So the oil dipstick is right back here. Just pulling it out a little bit. You can see the head on it. Check my oil. There's where I top the oil off, right here if I need to. Here are the batteries. So battery compartment, and right next to the battery compartment is the fuse panel with all the fuses for the machine. They're behind these plastic covers here that keep the weather and humidity off of those fuses. And to reference those fuses, there's a diagram right here on the inside of the door that tells you what fuse number operates or powers each different feature on this machine. So it's easy to figure out what fuse to check. That's all I've got in there. One last thing. You may see amber beacons or inside this compartment when you first received this machine from your Cat dealer. That's where we ship them out of the factory, so quite often that's where you'll find those when you get a new machine. I'm going to close that door. Now I'm going to move a little farther up here to the front left corner of the machine. Step up is an access door to check the engine coolant level. So there's a sight gauge up here to check that. There's also the air filter in this compartment. So that is accessible from the left front corner here. Now I'm going to walk around here. On the front, you always want to check all around the machine, but you want to check your lights. So again, we talked about the switches earlier. Turn the switches on, check all these lights, make sure they're working. Down here on our spray bars, we've got quarter turn spray nozzles or spray tips. So those quarter turn, you can pull them out. There's a little screen in there. You want to check that, make sure it's nice and clean, and put the nozzle back on quarter turn and lock it back in place. Here's our scraper bar. This bar fits nice and tight on the drum to keep it clean as we're rolling, and we can adjust these scrapers using these nuts all the way along the scraper bar there. So as that bar wears a little bit, it's just nylon, and as it wears down a little bit and isn't as tight to the drum, we can adjust it with those slotted areas. Next thing I'd like to show here, optional on this machine, is a temperature sensor. So this is reading the surface temperature of the mat as we're rolling. And again, it's an option, reading the surface temperature of the mat. So check, make sure that's clean and unobstructed. Over here we have our fuel fill. So that's where I'm going to fill the machine with fuel. And I'm going to pull down the step here and get up and show you the access panel to get to the DEF tank. So that's the one with the blue cap. So if you need to when you need to top off your DEF, this is where you do it. The next thing I want to show you on this machine is the water filter. So on the right side of the machine, down in the articulation area, the water filter comes off. It's just hand tight. I can pull that screen out. I always want to check that, make sure it's nice and clean. Again, water filter for the water spray system. Then I can just thread that back on. Again, hand tight, make sure it's tight when you put it back. And my water spray pumps are also located back here if I need to look at those. Next thing I'm going to do is open this access panel door. The first thing I'd like to show in here is behind this red lock is the master electrical disconnect switch. So that should be turned off every day at the end of shift. And before I can start the machine, I need to make sure that this switch is in the on position. There's an amber light below it. It will come on when the machine's running. And at the end of shift, I want to make sure that amber light goes off before I turn that master disconnect switch off. Right beside that, you'll see a sight glass for my hydraulic oil level and the cap here to fill the hydraulic oil. And down at the bottom, you've got your brake release. So those are the three big things I wanted to show inside that right side access panel. And as I come around here, right underneath is the main drain for this water tank. There is another one on the left side of the machine, so you've got it both on the right and left side of the machine to drain that water tank. And the last thing to take a look at are your drum edge lights. So they're on all four corners of the machine or each side of the drum. Just another light that you want to check in your daily walk around. So as I come around to the rear of the machine here, I just wanted to show the headlights and the working lights, signal lights, basically same thing as on the front, check those. You've got your spray bars, again, same as on the front, quarter turn nozzles. You've got the scraper bar down here, again, same as the front, adjustable, using those nuts on the front. We've got our temperature sensor here. You want to make sure we keep that clean again. Coming around, I'm going to step up here and show where we fill the water tank. So if I get up here, take this cap off and pull this sock or filter out of there. This is to keep the gunk and garbage out when we fill the water up. So you always want to keep that in there. And that's our water fill area here on our water system.